All right, it is 8 minutes past 8 a.m. on 32 FM 94.9, located on the flat floor of Cocoa House, Dugbe, Ibadan. I'm excited to be here again on the program to engage your thoughts on nation building, on political development, political events, and of course, any other issue that is of concern to you. My name is Hezekiah Oluwaseun. I am your regular host, and like I said earlier, it feels great to be back on the microphone. This morning, the program will be broken into about 2-3 segments, and that is why I'm going to cut to the chase as quickly as I can. The first part would be an interview with a leader of the opposition in Lagos State. And then the second part, I will be engaging some youth leaders to discuss youth participation and, of course, political consciousness within the Nigerian space. If time permits, there should be a third appearance. So the program is loaded this morning, but you also remember that on this program, it is very important to us to get you to weigh in on any issue that we raise. Your thoughts are very important. And in case you're joining for the first time, the Podium is not just a program where we discuss the issues. We also look to discuss the solutions. So we identify the issues, we isolate the problems, but we do not forget to prefer solutions. And you see, because of the way Nigeria is, a lot of the time we are quick to say, nobody listens to you. Stop talking. You're wasting your time talking. Nobody pays attention to what you're saying. Many times it's not the case because they listen, they hear. Okay, let's say they hear, because hearing is different from listening. So they hear you, they know what you're saying. If they don't hear, they wouldn't come under pressure during the hashtag EndSARS protests. The president bent. The president caved in. He broke. As stubborn as he is, he had to come out to speak to the people. So it does mean that when the people pull in the same direction, when they make up their minds that this is enough, and they speak in one voice, even if they speak in discordant tunes, the government is able to isolate the voices they should listen to. So the Podium gives you a voice to speak, and I want you to speak because the stage is not just mine. The stage belongs to you. You're welcome this morning. I'm going to go on a commercial break. When I come back, I will have Dr. Razak Olaiwola Ogubambi, a retired federal permanent secretary and chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, on the phone. We shall be discussing opposition politics and the opposition and political development in Nigeria. Don't go anywhere. The program is just about to start.
32 FM
94.9.
Àwọn èèyàn mi ṣègbé nítorí àìmọ̀kan Reuben George Theological Seminary Ìbàdàn ẹ̀ka ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Àjàyí Crowther tí ń bẹ lọ́yọ̀ọ́ àti Christ for the Nations Institute Dallas ní USA ń ṣètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó kún fọ́fọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú ìwé ẹ̀rí tó yọrantí nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run, Diploma in Theology and Religious Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Theology and Religious Studies, Executive Postgraduate Diploma in Pastoral Studies, Masters of Arts in Christian Leadership and Pastoral Studies, Master of Divinity. Ǹjẹ́ àlùfáà ìjọ nìwọ ni díákónì lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin alàgbà ìjọ ajínrere olùkọ́ tàbí ẹni tó tún fẹ́ nímọ̀ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nípa Ọlọ́run? Reuben George Theological Seminary gangan ló dáńtọ́ fún ọ láti wá. Ẹ kàn sí alákòóso Reuben George Theological Seminary ní Gospel Town, Arúlógún Road, Ọ̀jọ́, Ìbàdàn, tàbí ojú òpó ayélujára www.reget.com.ng. Ètò ìgbaniwọlé ń lọ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀lú wa ní 0805-304-0344 0805-304-0344. Reuben George Theological Seminary, ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fún ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó yanrantí. ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ìròyìn ayọ̀ ni mo tún mú tọ̀ yín wá o láti ilé ìtajà Living Proof Supermarket. ẹ̀ ń bi mí pé kí ni bẹ́ẹ̀ là á bi ni o. ilé ìtajà Living Proof Supermarket tún ti ní ẹ̀ka tuntun mìíràn nínú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Lead City University Old Mart and Pharmacy nílùú Ìbàdàn. ní báyìí ẹ lè wọlé ra èyíkéyìí nínú àwọn ọjà wa bíi oúnjẹ aṣaralóore, beverages, toiletries, beauty products àti àwọn nǹkan èlò mìíràn pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn lówó tí ò ga jara lọ lẹ́ka tuntun ilé ìtajà Living Proof Supermarket tó wà ní Lead City University Old Mart and Pharmacy. bákan náà lẹ tún lè ra àwọn ọjà wa lónìrànràn láwọn ẹ̀ka ilé ìtajà wa tí ń bẹ ládojúkọ Maniac Fueling Station Ológun Ẹ̀rú Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìbàdàn tàbí LP Plaza Ayégún Ọ̀lẹ́yọ̀ Road Ìbàdàn. bẹ́ẹ̀ la sì wà ní former Pinnacle Building Challenge Road Ìdíodò bus stop Fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. ẹ lè pè wá sórí 0803-545-7120 tàbí 0815-466-4418 nílé ìtajà Living Proof Supermarket ra ohun púpọ̀ lówó tí ò ga jara lọ.
bá a ṣe láwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ dókítà tíṣẹ́yé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la láwọn àwòrán àṣà mẹkáníìkì tí ò ní dákún sòrò ọkọ̀ sọ́kọ̀ dálùpùpù. GMF Auto Services Limited bóyá tí ìdébẹ̀ wò ní ọ̀jẹ̀ ẹ̀mọ̀ pọ́nmọ́nàmọ́ pa àwọn erin lákàtàbù irinṣẹ́ ni ó diagnose mọ́tò yín kẹ́sẹ́ bí wọ́n ti máa fẹnu fapò sórí carburetor wait and get ni kò ní lọ kábọ̀ tí machine bá ti ń discover problem láàmú fix ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ kan torí gbogbo original spare part ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ bíbá àwọn aláràlù àtàwọn aláràtúntà gan tó wá ń kó lọ́pọ̀ yanturu ṣẹ̀rí pé gbogbo tẹ́ fẹ́ lójú kan ló wà.
Yes, so no go allow person wey no sabi damage your motor. Our services na consultancy, diagnosis, key programming, transmission repair, maintenance, spare part sales, plus plenty ogbonge things. GMF Auto Services Limited dey for number 3 Oni Lane beside White House Hotel behind Boys High School, Labawo, Ogunpa, Ibadan.
ẹ kọ́ pé wọ́n lórí aago náà kẹ́ ẹ mọ bó ṣe wà sí 08066348917 tó o bá fẹ́ kẹ́mi ọkọ̀ rí ogun GMF ni ó yàn láàyò.
ṣé ilẹ̀ lélẹ̀ ni àbòdù ẹja ó yé mi náà lẹ́nu nígbà mo débẹ̀ ń jẹta mo ní wọ́n á tún fi hàn wọ́n náà lo ìgbà táwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ta rẹ̀ fún mi wájú ọlọ́run àtẹ̀yàn kò sí nǹkan kan tó jọmọ́ báyìí lórí rẹ̀ o inú ẹ̀rùn lọ́rọ̀ àánú wọn àbí. inú ẹ̀rùn mọ́ra. àbájọ ọgbà àgbọ̀njù lọ fẹ́ pa ọ́. mo ti ní kó já lọ sọ́dọ̀ Dynabix Homes and Properties. àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ ní ànilẹ̀ tó jójú lówó tí kì í ṣe nù rà bí irú ilé ìtọ́ra yìí. ajé o.
Dynabix Homes and Properties ló tó rẹ̀.
àwa là ń ta Treasure Estate tí wà ní ìdó ológun ẹrúwé 650,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan. Victory Estate phase 1 alábàtà mọ́níyà ń bàdàn 800,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan o. Victory Estate phase 2 alábàtà mọ́níyà ń bàdàn bákan náà 850,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan o. àǹfààní wà fún sísan díẹ̀díẹ̀ láàrin oṣù mẹ́ta nílé iṣẹ́ Dynabix Homes and Properties. àmẹ́ máa wá sí ilé iṣẹ́ wa fún àsọjẹ́ tó ń ti àjọsọpọ̀. eléyìí tó gún mọ́ fún sísanwó ọ̀hún. ẹni tó bá sanwó lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà gbé tán ó máa gba báàgì símẹ́ǹtì 5. a sì tún ṣe corner piece fún lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Dynabix Homes and Properties a wà ní Prime Time Plaza ọbalẹ́sìn lọ́yẹ̀ phase 2 lójú ọ̀nà tó lọ sí free Ìbàdàn 0904-779-7352 0818-841-8137.
Kọ́lá. Ó máa mi. lọ mú àpò rẹ̀bẹ̀tẹ̀ bílíṣì àìpò méjì fún mi.
Máa mi méjì báwo.
Torí pé màá fi kan rẹ àwọn aṣọ funfun yìí màá fi kan tó kùn pa gbogbo kòkòrò.
ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò rí kòkòrò ń bíbá ẹ̀ máa mi.
wo wọ́n kéré débi pé o ò lè fojú rí wọn ṣùgbọ́n wá ìdí nìyẹn tọkàn mi fi balẹ̀ lórí bílíṣì àìpò láti pa wọ́n pátápátá.
jẹ́ káṣọ funfun rẹ funfun sí i kí lè rẹ́ sì bọ́ lọ́wọ́ kòkòrò àìfojúrí tí ń fa àìsàn. agbára àfọ̀mọ́ tó wà nínú bílíṣì àìpò yóò pa gbogbo kòkòrò àìfojúrí pátápátá.
This ad will not focus on telling you why you need to migrate or study in Canada. Rather, we'll focus on getting you there. We are A3 Immigration Incorporation, authorized by Citizenship and Immigration Canada to give advice and represent foreign nationals who are looking to obtain a Canada visa and enter Canada on a permanent or temporary basis.
And to clear your doubts, you can check with our ICCRC number R707544. We are recognized by the Canadian government. It's not so hard to get into Canada. You've just been talking to the wrong people.
You should call 0913-660-1125 or +1 587 43 444 23
or 0817 600 1000
0913-660-1125 or +1 587 43 444 23
or 0817 600 1000
or visit a3immigration.com.
Just because you do not take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you.
The funds spent were properly spent because we got them from intervention funds.
Only you waka come. There is God.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
Stay in tune with politics on 32 FM 94.9.
All right, thank you for staying with me. The program is The Podium on 32 FM 94.9 in case you're just joining. And on the first part of this program, I will be discussing with Dr. Lai Ogubambi. Dr. Lai Ogubambi is a retired Federal Permanent Secretary and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos. Although he told me yesterday that he doesn't know if he's a chieftain, but he's a member of the PDP. And we will be discussing opposition politics and the quest for political development. Dr. Ogubambi, it's nice to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Okay, so I think we should start on a very light note. Earlier in the week, you celebrated your 72nd birthday. Am I right?
Sure.
So we should say happy birthday to you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, let me also seize the opportunity to say a caro to my people in Oyo, Ibadan, Eziogo, Iloluyole, Ibiole Tinjari Olorun. Let me also extend my greetings to our Governor, Nilu Oyo, His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde, the People's Governor. Since this is politics. And finally, the National Vice Chairman, Southwest Zone, His Excellency Ambassador Arakpa.
Okay, so Dr. Ogubambi, at the age of 72, it does mean you have been on the stage for quite a long time, and also as a retired Federal Permanent Secretary. It does mean you've seen the two sides of Nigeria's national life as a civil servant and now as a politician. What is your assessment of the present state of governance in Nigeria?
Well, I'm trying to be very objective in the way and manner I answer your question. And I think it's also important to separate issues. A politician, I'm not too sure I am a politician in the definitional sense of the word. I'll take it that I am in politics at the state level and I belong to the People's Democratic Party. Yes. So that much I will admit and accept of myself. Can I therefore use that to define or say briefly my thoughts on politics in Nigeria to date? Maybe. And in so doing, I'll be speaking strictly on my personal level, not as a PDP member. I do not belong to the National Working Committee of the party. I'm not a member of the executive. I've never been a member of the executive. I'm a member of the party at the Lagos State, in Lagos State, at the Lagos mainland local government level. I try to do my best to contribute to this advancement of the party at that level. Now, so whatever I say on my personal behalf.
That's fine.
not as a spokesman of PDP. They have somebody who is able and capable to do that, Ologbediyan. Now, to the point, my overall assessment, there's no need to patronize anybody, not at this stage of development. And there's no need to be diplomatic beyond the scope of reason in order not to offend. The fact of the matter is, we are yet to get it together. We are over 60 now as a nation state, and things are still not right. And the earlier, the better. So for me, we're not there yet, and there is no sign that we're making prodigious efforts to get there. So that becomes a serious challenge in looking at the trajectory of Nigeria as a state and where we are going.
Okay, now, Doctor, let's get to this at the moment. Yesterday,
yes,
the self-styled former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida made very tough remarks about the present government, and one of the things he accused the president of was that he was trying to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. He also alleged that corruption under the present government is worse than it was when he was president. Now, I recall that I stumbled on an article or a post you did in 2017. You were responding to another writer who had accused you of being harsh on Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. You said IBB destroyed Nigeria's foundations and institutionalized corruption and other vices. In fact, to quote you verbatim, a part of the write-ups reads, "The tapestry of IBB's ills to the Nigerian society is actually encyclopedic and can only be captured in volumes. It will serve me no purpose to continue because it will not end." You do not have, there is no love lost between you and Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, obviously. But do you agree that some of the issues he raised yesterday are germane and sincere? Do you trust his sincerity?
No, I'm not too sure whether you are quoting me. There may be I forwarded a post to a platform, but I've never said that flowery things about the former head of state. I must admit, and let me put it on record, that General Badamasi Babangida GCFR, during his time as the military head of state, saved me from total destruction in service. So I couldn't have been that unkind in my words. So they are not words spoken by me.
Oh, okay. Doctor, I think I can see now. I apologize. I think it says here that you posted it to a group.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So do you agree with the opinion of that poster? Or what's your opinion of IBB?
Okay. Perhaps you're telling me now to make a differentiation between the military intervention in governance and the democratically elected leaders. To be honest with you, it's still spends half a dozen. I must tell you, I cannot make a proper and appreciable difference in leadership style and quality. The only major difference is that the military came with the barrels of the gun, while the Agbada people came under a democratic norm. In other words, elected. But I'll be quick to also say that elected, in quotes, have we ever had a free and fair election in Nigeria, in the First Republic, in the Second Republic, and in this Third Republic? Of course, no. So what makes the democratic government unique and different? Of course, nothing. Now, to your point about corruption, look, our former head of state can talk about the level of corruption during his time and the level of corruption now. The easy thing I want to do is to simply say the historical value of the Naira 10 years ago cannot be compared with the actual value 10 years after. So it's normative in a way when you want to compare that my government was better than the government of the present period. The fact of the matter is, what we want to see is the level of commitment to Nigeria and the development of it. And they had the opportunity because they ran a command structure rigidly centralized. I'm not saying we do not run that now. And so through decrees, they can make things happen. And I'm sorry to say they didn't make things happen. And so that edge even makes it difficult to really see the virtue in their governance structure and system.
Okay, now the opposition to which you belong, I want to talk to you as a PDP member now, Dr. Gubambi. I want you to play the dual role of Dr. Gubambi as a private citizen and Dr. Gubambi as a PDP member.
Sure.
Now, the opposition has been accused of being largely responsible for the behemoth that the ruling party and the president have become. Now, you'd recall that your party was in power from 1999 to 2015 when it was kicked out through the ballots, if I may use the language of those who do not fancy your party. But 2015 till now, it appears as if there has been no viral opposition. The PDP has its own issues that it's struggling with, and the ruling party is running the show as it pleases. How would you, as a member of the PDP, rate the performance of your own party as credible opposition?
Well, again, I must be very honest, at least with myself, because the problem, which has become a serious phenomenon in Nigeria, is for people not to be honest with themselves. I don't know whether it came before Trump, the former president of the USA, or after Trump, but I suspect it came before Trump, that we've been so ingrained and preoccupied with alternative facts, and therefore we do not face reality. So let me begin on that level by first looking inward. Yes, 16 years of PDP cannot be said in all honesty that were years of hope and promise. I would dare to say that 1999 to 2007, during the time of Obasanjo, President Obasanjo, I must show him respect as a former head of state and as a former president and an elder statesman. And so in so doing, in being objective, I must not be flowery. He had the best opportunity to really transform Nigeria and to leave his name in gold. The legacy that should be or ought to be a reference point in the development strategy and agenda of the nation. I must frankly say to you, and with due respect to our former president and elder statesman, that he failed woefully in achieving that. So he never left the necessary design or blueprint that subsequent administration should follow. And we've been judged often by that legacy. I'm not saying he didn't do one or two things. Maybe he did, but is it to the satisfaction of all? And in transforming Nigeria, I do not think so. And unfortunately, we cannot measure the performance of Yar'Adua. It didn't stay too long. And the gentleman that came after Yar'Adua, rather than as a young man, highly educated with a PhD, rather than use that skill to re-engineer Nigeria in a manner suggestive of a great nation, he came and for reasons best known to him, he just could not put it together administratively and politically. And therefore, we became a party defined by our performance, which was below average. And so let me admit that. And again, I'm not saying President Ebele Jonathan didn't do one or two things. He did. But not enough, overwhelming enough to transform the nation to be that of our dream. And that's the problem. So having said that about our own party and our own leaders over a 16-year period, one must then say, at what point should the blame game stop? At what point must we focus on the present leadership? The crop of people ruling us, they are a combination of so many parties. CPC, ACN, AMPP, Kwankwaso Front, New PDP, and so many other Labour, so many other parties. But principally, the two major parties are CPC and ACN. Now, for a man people felt when he was a military head of state to be a no-nonsense man, tough, and
okay, Dr. Gubambi, if I may, I'd like to hold you to hold your thoughts for a while. We need to go on a commercial break. Then when we come back, we'll take it from the point where I stopped you.
All right, sure.
32 FM
94.9.
Gigi, Stambik BTC, gang, 909, gang, whoa, it can be, gang, when you use 909, Gigi, send money via 909, gang, buy airtime via 909, sub data via 909, gang, pay bills via 909, gang, that's the 909 ash, gang, money miss fraud and no cash, gang, how you go do birthday bash, gang, that's the star 909 hash. 909 is the gang code.
Join the star 909 hash gang today. Stanbic IBTC. It can be.
8 times 500 naira, 4,000 naira. 8 times 5,000.
I beg. Where una dey see this money?
Money care. Now the ogbonge bonus where they sama me as I buy new SIM card. See, then they give me double data subscription plus 8 times a woof anytime I recharge.
Oh boy, what's up for me now?
You know say you fit buy SIM card now for any accredited Airtel shop, ba? Just go there with your NIN, just like that.
Sure guy.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Here, we are all champions. With 2 months Showmax Pro for the price of one, you can stream all of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games and more. Witness history in the making and salute the power of the human spirit. Here, we honor every story in every event. Let's celebrate together with 2 months for the price of one. Stream the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up to watch world-class sports, series, movies, and more at showmax.com today.
ṣèyí dúró yóò mọ̀ tí tó ṣùgbọ́n mẹ́ta tó ti lẹ báyìí mi mọ́tò rẹ̀ ó jẹ́ lọ páàkì rẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn dílọ́sì auto market kí wọ́n bọ̀ ta ọ̀sẹ̀ kan sọ́sẹ̀ méjì ó padà lọ gbowó ọkọ rẹ̀ abọ́ ló ti gbọ́n pa dílọ́sì ni dílọ́sì auto market níbi tí gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ta mọ́tò gbé mọ́tò wọn lọ kíákíá ni mọ́tò rí ò lọ́nlẹ̀ tí ó dòwó kódà bá a bá rẹ̀ ní gbé mọ́tò wọlé látòkè òkun fún títà ọ̀dọ̀ dílọ́sì ni ẹ gbé lọ ọ̀sẹ̀ kan sí kejì owó ti wọlé pérépéré lówó òun ó sì pé níbẹ̀ ló ti rá àwọn jẹ ní Nigerian used car tó jiná dénú tó o bá fẹ́ ra mọ́tò lọ bá wọn ní dílọ́sì wọ́n bọ̀ ara mọ́tò tó wù ọ́ láwọn mọ́tò tí ò lẹ́jọ́ nú tó kúnbọ̀ àti tuntun náà sì wà pẹ̀lú fún títà àmọ́ pàtàkì jùlọ ọbẹ̀ ní fún gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ta mọ́tò ní kíá wọ́n wà ní Dundee Plaza beside Brook Park opposite Friendly Top Filling Station Olúyọ̀lé Extension Estate Ìbàdàn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 0806 140 8526 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 0806 140 8526.
torí pé ilé onílé kò máa yẹ ọ́.
ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí o ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì orúkọ tèmi ni ẹnjìnìà Tósìn Ṣítù aláṣẹ àti olùdarí iléeṣẹ́ Design Bricks Homes and Property. mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníbàárà wa nílé lóko tẹ̀ ń bá wa ralẹ̀ èèwọ̀ ọmọlúwàbí wa tí a fi ń ta ilẹ̀ fún kò yẹ̀ síbẹ̀ o Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí a máa gbèrú sí àdẹ́pẹ́ fúnra wa.
àmín ilẹ̀ rírà ti dìrọ̀rùn Design Bricks Homes and Property ló ní kó wá ṣàlùbáríkà ilé kíkọ́ kíwọ náà kúrò lẹ́gbẹ́ mìrẹ́ǹtì kó o di láńlọ́ọ̀dù ara rẹ.
ní Design Bricks Homes and Property wọ́n gbà kéèyàn máa sanwó lẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí 5,000 sókè wọ́n fún yàn ní blọọkù àti sámẹ́ǹtì téèyàn fi kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ foundation náà kódà tó fi mọ́ red copy sọ́fì lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ àti pabambari ti free roofing ìyẹn bíbánikanlé ẹni lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ìgbà ọ̀tun lóde yìí o ìwọ náà tètè kàn sí wọn láti ra lẹ̀ tiẹ̀ láwọn estate wọn tó wà ń bàdàn Abẹ́òkúta Ṣàgámù Mòwe àti Níjẹ̀bú ìwọ sá ti pè wọ́n sórí aago wọn 090-393-75110. àjọsọ àtàdéhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
kọ́kọ́rọ́ kò sọ́jí ṣùgbọ́n.
lọ mú àpò débi tí ebílíṣì àìpò méjì fún mi.
Máàmí méjì báwo.
Torí pé màá fi kan rẹ àwọn aṣọ funfun yìí màá fi kan tó kún pa gbogbo kòkòrò.
ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò rí kòkòrò ń bíbá ẹ̀ máàmí.
wo wọ́n kéré débi pé o ò lè fojú rí wọn ṣùgbọ́n wá ìdí nìyẹn tọkàn mi fi balẹ̀ lórí bílíṣì àìpò láti pa wọ́n pátápátá.
jẹ́ káṣọ funfun rẹ funfun sí i kí lè rẹ́ sì bọ́ lọ́wọ́ kòkòrò àìfojúrí tí ń fa àìsàn. agbára àfọ̀mọ́ tó wà nínú bílíṣì àìpò yóò pa gbogbo kòkòrò àìfojúrí pátápátá.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi.
fi mí sílẹ̀ jàre.
kí ló fà kanra.
kò sówó nílé gbogbo ẹ̀ ló tojú sú mi báwo ni mi ò ṣe ní kanra báyìí.
kó yẹ kó o máa pariwo kò sówó nílé o ò tí ì gbọ́ nípa Coop One Stop ni ó lè jẹ́ aṣojú Coop One Stop lágbègbè rẹ̀.
èwo tún ni Coop One Stop.
olódo tó o bá fẹ́ jẹ́ aṣojú Coop One Stop ó láǹfààní láti máa rówó déédéé àǹfààní láti di onílé àtàwọn àǹfààní tó pọ̀ jáǹtìrẹrẹ jẹ́ aṣojú báǹkì lágbègbè rẹ̀ ló bá tán ó darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ó pọ̀ jaburata nìyẹn tọ́lá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ sí ẹ̀ka cooperative mortgage bank tó súnmọ́ tàbí kí o pè 0700-262-26564 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 0700-262-26564 ó sì lè lo ẹ̀ka ayélujára wọn www.cmbankng.com. Coop One Stop ọ̀nà àbáyọ kan ṣoṣo tó o nílò.
All right, thank you for your patience. The Podium is the program, and I've been speaking with Dr. Lai Ogubambi, who is a retired Federal Permanent Secretary and member as he prefers to put it, member of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State. And we are discussing opposition politics and the quest for political development in Nigeria. Dr. Gubambi, thank you for staying with me. Hello, Doctor, are you there?
I'm very much here with you.
Okay, great. So we were having a discussion about why the PDP is playing weak opposition. I remember where I stopped you was you were talking about having a president who has a military background.
Yes.
So do you want to go on?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But during that period as a military head of state, some people saw some fine qualities and attributes in him that he was able to get things done. Yes, even if it was through delegated power and authority, and that Idiagmo was the brain behind the scene. But they got things done. So let's be simplistic at a social level to just look at one that one can amplify. Look at war against indiscipline. Look at the way Nigerians logged on to that concept. That to me is the first step in mobilizing and energizing the electorate or the populace towards a noble goal or achievement. You could design a template just on the basis of that conformity, voluntary conformity. Excuse me. Voluntary conformity to get so many things done. That was what late Rawlings did in Ghana. Do for self, commitment to service, commitment to duty, honesty of purpose, reorientation towards the larger interest of the nation. They didn't really conceptualize anything in that order, but we saw in them a desire to transform Nigeria. And we never saw anything so glaring. And I'm speaking now of the nepotism that has become part and parcel of this present administration. I've never seen it so bad that we have ragtag people calling themselves bandits, calling themselves terrorists. They are bandits, they are terrorists.
Doctor,
Nigeria cannot finish in a short time.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
Dr. Gubambi.
They perform very well abroad. What is the problem here now?
Okay, Doctor, if I could hold you, really, the question is this for me and for many people.
Right.
And I think maybe we can have very straightforward answers. Why is the PDP unable to play the role an opposition party should play? Let's go back to 1999 to 2003. Yes. Now, the AD was a solid opposition party to the PDP. The ANPP also, the APP that later metamorphosed into the NPP also played a role. Then we had the AC, we had the ACN. And between 2011 and 2015, the opposition was very strong. It was very solid. It organized protests where you saw leaders of the opposition leading the people, leading the civic population to the barricades. But from 2015 till now, it appears as if we do not even have opposition. Why? The question people are asking is, why is it different now? Maybe we can have straightforward answers.
Okay, fine. I get your drift. Well, to me, my sense and estimation as a social scientist, PDP is still the only opposition party in Nigeria. And it's a statement of fact. If you want to do a quantitative analysis of that. You look at the number of governors, number of the members of in both houses, and the local governments and all the rest of that. You will still say, well, in that sense, they are. Why have they become lame dog? What is the problem? Just like it's not rosy for APC, and I tell you, by this time next year, I'm not sure whether we'll have APC as one party again. We can discuss that at another day. But for this present engagement, politics, as Blair, former Prime Minister of Britain, once said, that is the act of the impossible, and constantly all you try to do is to give the impossible a go. In so doing, for nations, developing nations like ours, you're going to be faced with internal contradictions, conflicts, and that will bog you down. And to me, that is the problem with PDP today. Look at Secundos, the chairman. Yes, he was brought by the people of Rivers State. He was sponsored by the people of Rivers State, and the people of Rivers State represented by their governor, His Excellency Wilson Wike. Now, this is the same person who is saying, I do not want this man anymore. And he has not represented us at the national level well. So he must go. And you know how strong Governor Wike is in the party. And so that can shake and move the party in one or direction or the other. But in moving it, you cannot see stability in the movement process. So you're confronted with your own internal dynamic to the extent that you just once in a while speak about what is really bad about this government, and you leave it at that. Definitely people are going to begin to wonder whether you are really a viable opposition as they thought you were. In addition to that is the realization that we are still paralyzed by the thinking of so many Nigerians. I've engaged some people from my part of Nigeria, and I was wondering, for goodness sake, why this blind support for General Buhari? What is so special about this person? What is the Buhari phenomenon? Because
okay, Doctor, you don't think it is because your party has failed to present a credible alternative to this to Major General Buhari?
Well, it's too early to tell. Well, maybe not too early, because politics, in fact, has begun in earnest. So
election is tomorrow.
Yeah. But I tell you, one will be able to deal with that question when we come to the presidential election for 2023 general election, presidential election. That's when whoever we present. You mentioned General Babangida earlier. He was saying that he's looking for somebody. He knows about 3 people already in their 60s, well-educated, very knowledgeable in the economics of a nation or nation building. Okay, and that he didn't mention any name, and so it's a pointer to. Not that I find that interview inspiring, but bring 1 or 2 things there to become the instrument of our will in the way forward. One, then we begin to say, maybe there's maybe there's a point here. Maybe we need to look at younger people, dynamic, efficient, committed younger people that can take the saddle of leadership. And I'm not saying that the wisdom is in this day and age, and with what we've seen and the situation we have found ourselves, that you find a viable option or a preferred option in younger people. I'm scared. about the thinking of younger people, people 60 and below in this day and age. And that again is a debate for another day about my perception of the young men in Nigeria in business and in politics today. Yeah, but so it's not the only option. We may find people in their late 50s, early 70s who can definitely do the job also. And so leave that question to the appropriate time and adequately call me back. I'll be more than glad to tell you that we've been able to put our house together, and this is the viable candidate that Nigerians will love to have as their president.
Okay, Doctor, I'll allow you to take a water break while I take a commercial break.
Sure.
Then we come back and let's focus a bit on how the PDP is faring in Lagos State. That place since 1999 has been a no-go zone for the PDP. Okay. I'm sure you'd like to talk about it.
Of course. I'll be more than glad.
We'll be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. The podium is live. Commercial break now.
32 FM
94.9.
Ìrè wọlé dé ìròyìn ayọ̀ láti iléeṣẹ́ Royal Links International Services, iléeṣẹ́ tó gbòǹtẹ̀ ìjọba, iléeṣẹ́ tí ń bá ní ṣètò gbogbo ìwé ìrìnnà tí o nílò lọ sí èyí ó wù ọ́ ní òkè òkun. Àjọ abániṣètò ìrìnnà fi ọwọ́ wọn sọ̀yà. Bóyá o tilẹ̀ ń gbèrò láti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tí ó túbọ̀ mú ìrọ̀rùn bá ìgbé ayé rẹ, tàbí ó wù ọ́ láti lọ gbafẹ́ pẹ̀lú fojú lóúnjẹ ohun mèremère ní òkè òkun. Bàbá, màmá, àǹtí, bọ̀dá, ẹ má làágùn jìnnà, tẹnukọ́ tètè bọ̀ lè kọ́. Wẹ́rẹ́ ni Royal Links International Services yóò bá ọ ṣètò gba visa rẹ tí o nílò láti lọ sí orílẹ̀-èdè tí ó wù ọ́ bíi USA, Canada, United Kingdom, Turkey, Dubai, Shanghai countries àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ṣèbí ọjọ́ abáfojúkanre là ń fare mọ́ra. Ó yá ẹ dìde fúyà. Ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ wọn ní 3rd floor Car Care Building, Asunlẹ̀ bus stop, Mọ́kọ́lá, Ìbàdàn. Ẹ sì lè pè wọ́n sórí 07087410310 tàbí 08061174041. Royal Links International Services, iléeṣẹ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá bẹ́ẹ̀.
Snowcap Premium Drinking Water, omi tó mọ́lọ́lọ́ tí ò lábùkù, ó dára lẹ́nu, kí kọsẹ̀ lọ́nà ọ̀fun, inú ìmọ́tótó tó péye láti pọn omi Snowcap Premium Drinking Water nínú ilé, lóde àríyá, nínú mọ́tò, lọ́fíìsì àti níbi gbogbo. Omi Snowcap Premium Drinking Water ní kẹ́ ẹ máa mu, ó wà nínú ike àti nínú ọ̀rá, bottled and sachet package. Àjọ NAFDAC ló ń tẹ̀ pé ká máa mú lọ kò séwu pẹ̀lú nọ́mbà C19309L. A sì ń fi alágbàtà káàkiri Nàìjíríà. Amas Food Limited ló ń pọn omi Snowcap Premium Drinking Water. A wà ní Tọ̀nàdé Industrial Park, Abaudo, Tọ̀nàdé off kilometre 12 Ọjọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ New Express Road, Akinyele Local Government, Ìbàdàn. 08051060232 tàbí 08034000105. Ẹ sì lè méèlì wá sí amasfoodlimited@gmail.com. Snowcap Premium Drinking Water, omi tó fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀.
Gege Stanbic IBTC gang, 909 gang, wo it can be gang. When you use 909, Gege. Send money via 909, gang. Buy airtime via 909, gang. Sub data via 909, gang. Pay bills via 909, gang. That's the 909 ash, gang. Money miss road and no cash, gang. How you go do birthday bash, gang? That's the 909 ash, gang. 909 is the gang code.
Join the star 909 hash gang today. Stanbic IBTC. It can be.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí, egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni, ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneto cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bàdọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneto Veneton cleanser egbòogi atẹ́jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 ọba akínyẹlé off Adeokun street Aláàfin avenue Olúyọ̀lé estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
bíbí ire o kò ṣe é fowó ra o bíbí ire.
ẹnikẹ́ni tí wò bá nípa láti ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún òun náà lẹ́nì kejì rẹ̀ tọ́jú rẹ̀ àbáyọ̀mí fagbénró bíbíire pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ bíbíire People's Vision Association BPBA pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àjọ Hope Also Need Help Foundation ló ní wípé ìlera lóògùn ọrọ̀. àbáyọ̀mí fagbénró ń pe gbogbo ènìyàn bí 1000 kan láti wá jàǹfààní àyẹ̀wò ìlera ọ̀fẹ́ àyẹ̀wò ìtọ̀ ṣúgà àtòògùn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ àyẹ̀wò àìsàn ibà àtòògùn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ àyẹ̀wò ojú àti gíláàsì ojú fún èèyàn 500 fífún àwọn opó àtàwọn àgbàlagbà tó tó 300 lówó pẹ̀lú pípín owó ìrànwọ́ fáwọn mẹ̀kúnnù àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. àyẹ̀wò ìlera ọ̀fẹ́ tí bíbíire gbé kalẹ̀ yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 7 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí Saturday 7th August 2021 láago 10 òwúrọ̀ sáago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ní Baptist Secondary School Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. bíbíire kò ṣeé fowó rà. bíbíire kò ṣeé fowó rà.
ó tún ti ṣí ilẹ̀kùn àti gbéṣiṣẹ́ ní Eastern Europe láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè bíi Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, Czech Republic, Hungary àti Slovakia. gbogbo akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ àtúnṣe ọwọ́ ṣẹ́ni tó mọ̀nà látẹ̀lé Online Dynamics ilé-iṣẹ́ tó mójúlẹ́jà àti bá ní ṣètò ìrìn àjò sórílẹ̀-èdè Canada ló tún gbé àǹfààní ńlá aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ yìí wá fún gbogbo ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú èbó. You can take advantage of these to live and work in Europe as some local employers in Eastern Europe are ready to hire skilled workers and artisans from all around the world while you get your employment offer, accommodation and work permit right here in Nigeria. Remember, you can study, work and live in Canada. Commence the process now through Online Dynamics Limited. Gbogbo akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ àtúnṣe ọwọ́ tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè ní Europe. Ẹ má fọ̀rọ̀ já tá a mọ́. Ẹ kàn sí Online Dynamics lónìí lájà kẹrin Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn tàbí lọ́fíìsì ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́mọ nọ́mbà 25 Oyèdòkun Street Àgọ́ Wande off Ìgbọ̀nùkẹ́ Unity Road nílùú Òṣogbo. Telephone 0810-2738-145. With Online Dynamics, your overseas dream is a goal. bọ́nà kan ò ṣe wọjà nígbà aṣẹ́ kan ò ṣe tó jẹ mọ́ lásìkò tá a wà yìí láti wá tètè gúnlẹ̀ sébùté ògo láfiníká fọwọ́ wà fàjẹwà pẹ̀lú multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù tí bá ní ìpìlẹ̀ ọ̀la ká lè bá tètè roko délé ajé lójú ọjọ́ pẹ̀lú kátàkárà lórí àwọn kò ṣeé má ní ojoojúmọ́ bíi herbal food supplement àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ a jẹ́ pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing ni ó jàǹfààní ètò ẹ̀yáwó ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan láti dáṣẹ́ tara wọn lẹ̀ bákan náà ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pẹ̀lú owó wọn ni ó máa gba èrè gọbọi lóṣooṣù èyí kì í ṣe sogún dogójì o fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ kàn sí multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited lónìí ní health concern building lẹ́bàá MRS filling station nítòsí Bishop Phillips Academy Iwo Road Ìbàdàn tàbí lọ́fíìsì wa tó wà ní Stanbic Bank building Niger West area Challenge Ìbàdàn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 090-5000-4816 090-5000-4816 pẹ̀lú multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited wàá roko délé ajé.
All right, the interview with Dr. Lai Ogubambi is still live on the podium. But before I bring Doctor back to express some of his thoughts, I'd like to read a few comments that we have on our social media pages. Remember, you can watch us live on YouTube and Facebook at 32FM 949 Ibadan. At 32FM 949 Ibadan. So on YouTube, Gwen Riggs writes, watching from Nairobi, Kenya. All right, thank you, Gwen Riggs. It's nice to have you here. And then on Facebook, okay, I hope I can find my way. All right. On Facebook, we have Olashewu Imran Akojumosa. Eshewu Eina Akojumo, Ojumo Relomo Gugboa. Prince Adelakun Oluwasegun Fumi writes, good job. Well done, sir. Kudos to you. And thank you. Kafar Rapture Adewale writes, good morning, Mr. Ezekiah. Kudos to Podium crew. Kudos to all 32 FMarians. Okay. Thank you for that appellation. He said, listening with passion. We've always been digging to where we got it wrong. But from where comes the solutions? Right. The solutions are some of the things we are discussing. I'm very sure of that. You can pick some solutions in the conversations. And then he also writes, keep the path of truth, brother. Thank you. May God light our path. Okay, so Dr. Ogubambi, are you there?
Very much here with you, my brother.
Okay, so let's talk about Lagos State. You made a comment recently about the man who has become the perennial flag bearer of your party in the Guba elections.
Mm.
And, well, what you said there, you said Jimmy Agbaje is a cancer in the party.
No.
What are the issues you have with Jimmy Agbaje?
I've never used the word cancer. I must admit I've used flowery language to describe a style of coming into the race every 4 years, but never say he was a cancer.
Okay, I guess the newspapers, the media helped you express it in a language you did not want then. Okay, but what is the issue with Jimmy Agbaje? Do you have personal issues or ideological issues with him? Because what I read here is Jimmy is a cancer in Lagos PDP. A proclamation of no confidence and integrity in him is the most viable option left to the party, and I urge you all to consider it with the seriousness that it deserves.
Well, that's a lofty language, flowery but lofty. I wish I have the mental capacity to speak in that very eloquent manner. But you know, before you went on break, we were going to talk about the APC leadership here, and hopefully from there to now move to the problem with PDP in Lagos State. So if you allow me, let me address your question in that holistic manner.
Okay, please go ahead.
First and foremost, we must demystify the notion that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot be beat in Lagos State because of his money and his structure. That to me is highly facile and inaccurate. And I can illustrate further by just giving you two examples. One very recent and one during the 2015 election. There was a guy, committed member of APC, I can't remember his name now, who was so busy doing things for his area. And he was known and respected. Now, he wanted to contest to be a member of the House. But Tinubu said no. And this guy went to Labour Party and won. He went to Labour Party and won. The record is there to show, even if I cannot concretize my point with name, time, and so on. But the record is there to you can verify this. Now, as recent as this local government election, councillorship, in the entire PDP in Lagos State, only my local government, Iwaya, I can't remember, is that what D or so, that represented a winner. How did we do it? Something similar, in fact, in quite a similar context, historically, that happened with that guy that won to go to the House. Don't forget that not too long ago, some people are complaining that Tinubu cannot continue to impose people on them, and that they must fight this. And they've started. And look at the mammoth crowd when they made their first outing. The guy was on Arise TV not too long ago talking about their plan, their strategy, and so on. But that one thing will not happen again. You cannot tell us what's his name? Fashola is the person, go and queue behind him and vote for him. You cannot tell us Ambode is the person, go and queue behind him and vote for him. You cannot tell us Sanwo-Olu is the candidate, go and queue behind and vote for him. Gone are the time of that imposition. It will not happen again. So to come back to the point, this particular guy asked that group that, look, let me test my popularity by going to PDP. So he left APC, he was award and contested, and he won. The only person that won in the entire local government election for councillor. So what does that tell me? It tells me that, you see, this man can be beat. It's so obvious. It's a matter of commitment. It's a matter of dedication. You don't come to politics to just feel that the only thing is that I just want to make it, and the easiest way to make it is the way that I will follow. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And that takes me to the issue of Jimmy Agbaje. I was one of those who campaigned in my own little way for him. My Equini and Kobo went into his election because Chief Bode just called me and told me contribute to the that was his first coming. Excuse me. Contribute to his campaign, and I did. Wahab Owokoniro, our zona Southwest Zona Secretary can confirm this. I paid into the Eco Initiative or what was there, GTP. I won't tell you the figure. So I contributed to it. At the post-mortem, after that first election in Chief Bodejo's office, I was the same person who said, Agbaje is still the person to beat. It's just a matter of going back to the drawing board to redesign our strategy for victory. Never knew that the man you are doing all this for had no desire to win. All, and I'm sorry to put it this way, all is what you can make either before or on victory. It was not about winning, actually. So I gave him the name of a serious politician that only comes out every 4 years for a purpose, not for commitment, and so on. So that is about it. It's nothing personal. He was here in my home as a close friend when we were doing Moyinwe for my first daughter. He came. He will have been with us for the wedding if we didn't have political differences. I'm sure he will have probably also come to France for the white wedding. So there is nothing personal about my position with Jimmy Agbaje. Nothing personal at all. Strictly politics.
Okay, but then, now, your party, I mean, no one in the party has been able to beat Jimmy Agbaje to the ticket. Does that not speak to the solid structure and support system he has within the party?
Well, that to me is not quite right, and I'll tell you why. It is part of the problem with some of us have with Abuja. You know, when we have so many captains in a ship, definitely it's going to be difficult for that to sail through because conflicting signals will be coming from left to right and center. If I may borrow that simplistic analogy. You know, until Abuja is willing and ready to leave Lagos alone, to recognize the leadership structure in Lagos, and to direct all those coming to them back to Lagos and to go and sort out their issues with that leadership structure. We will continue to be weak here. We will continue when the reconciliation committee led by the former vice president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, Senator Bukola Saraki, came. That was the point I made because I was part of the first meeting. I was equally part, luckily so, of the second meeting. And it's about respect for authority, constitutional authority. I've been described as a featherweight in PDP, and they are correct. I am a featherweight in PDP. I need not go to Abuja and make a special case for me to be relevant. This was the same particular thing I found extremely disgusting with our former national vice chairman, Southwest, Eddie Olafeso. It's not personal. It's this time where, and so all people ran, they didn't do Obasanjo. So many people went to Obasanjo complaining their leader, their this, their that, and Obasanjo, who became a specialist in divide and rule, did so much to diminish the power base of PDP in Lagos State. And so it happened during secondaries, it happened before secondaries, and so I am hoping that with the reconciliation going on in the party nationwide, they will see this and do away with it. So nobody runs to Abuja to flex its muscle that I'm equally important. I can be this, I can be that. And governors should also stop trying to prop up people because of their own political interests to do things that they will not allow in their state. Afayoshe should understand now that he was once the leader of PDP in Southwest. He's no longer, he's not a governor. The governor now is Engineer Seyi Makinde, and he's the leader because he's the only governor we've got in the whole Southwest. So until people stop creating unnecessary problems, we will continue to remain weak, not just in Lagos State, everywhere in the Nigeria. And that speaks volume to the earlier point you raised. Why have we become a lame duck opposition, as if we do not exist anymore? Precisely because of the issues I've just addressed.
But former Governor Fayoshe made an allusion to the fact that there is nowhere in the party constitution of the PDP that they said a sitting governor must be the leader of the party in a region if the party has no other governor. He was contesting the leadership claims of Engineer Seyi Makinde. And you discover that even after the conduct of the regional or the zonal congress, Governor Fayoshe was still angry, was spitting fire. And that issue does not appear to have been resolved. Would that not affect the fortunes of your party in 2023?
I'm not a lawyer, and I will not pretend to be one.
But you know your party constitution.
Well, okay, fine. But hold on, before we go into that, is there any codified norm for Governors Forum, Chairman of Governors Forum? Didn't we just hear the Supreme Court decision on
May Malabuni? The May Malabuni led committee.
On the matter, Eitayo Jegede and Arakuni Akerejolu. That would be a legal reference point for so many cases to come. Even if the Supreme Court is also saying, again, on the other hand, that the caretaker committee is constitutional and there is no conflict of interest. I hope legal minds will interpret all, but I do know for a fact that judgment, that Ondo judgment, will become the grand norm for any legal issue that relates to politics. So it's neither here nor there for somebody to now say, I do not recognize the leadership. When he was, no problem with that. When somebody else is, then there's a problem. There are so many unwritten rules that are allowed in order to allow administration to function properly, in order to bring order, structure, and norm to a given system. That's common knowledge. So
Okay.
why should somebody deny that fact now because it's adversely affected? I was at that convention. I was a delegate from Lagos State. I saw it from the beginning to the end. I didn't go to sleep until 3 a.m. on that day to wake up as early as 6 again to begin preparing our journey back to Lagos. So I'm not a politician in their clause. I will not be in Fayoshi's gown, to be specific. I can never be. There must be dignity in what we do. Where there's no dignity, there's no order, and that's a call to anarchy.
Okay, we'll
part
check.
of the problem is that precisely so.
Okay, we'll take the last commercial break on this part of the program. When we come back, Dr. Gubambi, I'll engage you on one or two more questions, and then we'll call it a day so that you can have your weekend to yourself. But
It's a pleasure talking to
I'll
you
ask you
any
to
day,
hold on.
anytime.
I'll ask you to
Sure.
hold on a bit. We go on commercial break. Then when we come back, we close this.
Sure.
32 FM.
94.9.
Who will rise from the ashes of postponement to claim their place among the greats? And will the greats rise again? Watch the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 on Supersport from the 23rd of July to the 8th of August. Watch them rise at all gold medal events on 8 dedicated channels. Get and stay connected to DSTV. Watch them rise on Supersport, your world of champions on DSTV.
Are you a business owner interested in an alternate stream of income? Then you are qualified to sign up and become a Stanbic IBTC at Ease agent in your area.
Stanbic IBTC Bank is taking banking right next to the people. Credible bank agents are needed to sign up.
To confirm your eligibility and also sign up, please visit www.stanbicibtcbank.com now.
It pays to be a Stanbic IBTC at Ease agent. It pays to have an alternate stream of income.
Stanbic IBTC. It can be.
Baálé mi, nọ́ọ̀sì sọ fún mi ní ilé ìwòsàn lónìí wípé ó ṣe pàtàkì fún mi láti sinmi díẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí mo bá bí oyún inú mi yìí kí ara mi ba lè mókun dáadáa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, bàbá Junior ọ̀rẹ́ mi náà sọ fún mi. Ó ní kò dáa kí obìnrin bímọ léraléra. Ó sọ wípé àwọn ń fi ètò sí ọmọ bíbí.
Fífi ètò sí ọmọ bíbí bí àǹtí nọ́ọ̀sì ṣe pé gan-an nìyẹn. Ó sọ wípé oríṣiríṣi ìlànà ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí ló wà. Èyíkéyìí tí ó bá ti wù mí ni mo lè ṣe lẹ́yìn ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ó péye. Ní àfikún, a tún lè ní oyún nígbàkúgbà tí ó bá ti wù wá.
Ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí jẹ́ ọ̀nà pàtàkì kan láti fi àyè sílẹ̀ láàrin ọmọ kan sí èkejì nípa dídẹ́kun oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Fún àlàyé àti ìtọ́sọ́nà tí ó péye, ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 080-000-22252 tàbí kí o lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn tí ó wà ní agbègbè tí ó ní àmì àwọ̀ olómi ewé láti yan ètò tí ó bá ọ lára mu. Àmú ìkéde yìí wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ àjọ tí ó ń ṣe àkóso ètò àlàáfíà pẹ̀lú ìbáṣepọ̀ Marie Stopes Nigeria àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ ìjọba Denmark.
So I'm on the last lap of my engagement with Dr. Lai Ogubambi this morning. Dr. Ogubambi,
Yes.
your party rejected the results of the last local government elections conducted in Lagos. Your party said it was fraught with irregularities and it was manipulated to ensure victory for the All Progressives Congress. Now, this is the question I want to ask. It is the norm in Nigeria that when local government elections are conducted, the party that holds power at the state level comes out on top. Usually, it is a clean sweep. All of the local governments. Now, your party has only Oyo State as its own presently. And the last elections that were conducted in Oyo State by Engineer Seyi Makinde now saw the PDP sweep everywhere clean. Now, the APC has done the same thing in Lagos. It happened in Enugu State. It happened in states where your party has full control. So what is the new thing about it in Lagos? Why? I mean, it does appear, why is the PDP crying foul over a system that it made to work since 1999?
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a very interesting question. The lawyers will say, if you are coming to equity, you must come with
clean hands.
Yeah. I want to begin by looking inward, project my inward assessment to the present situation, with specific reference to why are we crying foul. First, we need to sort out our own internal contradictions. We need to be more commitment. I've just talked about how possible we can be to Nungbe in Lagos. It's very doable. It's very possible. It's just commitment to purpose and duty. That's all we need. And therefore, you are going to come in, you must be willing to work. That's the way you can build a very powerful opposition, as in the case of the one in Lagos State. So let's go back to the drawing board. PDP in Lagos at all levels. Let's redesign our concept and initiative. Let's bring about a redynamization of the process. Let's understand what grassroots politics is all about and how to play it to win. So once we've done that, there'll be no problem. So in coming to equity, come with clean hands. Go and sort out your house. I know some people will eat me with what I've just said now, but truth is bitter, and that to me, by my own personal assessment, is a problem. But that should not diminish the fact that when you are weak, it's easy for a powerful opposition to take undue advantage of your weakness. And I think part of the problem is that undue advantage had been taken in the past, was taken in the recent, of that weakness. And so in so doing, all kind of manipulation will come about. And some will be so glaring, some will be so subtle. There was a video footage of a lady with so many voter cards, sorting them out one by one. How did she come about it? Who gave them to her? Why is that so? I've not seen any interrogation. I've not seen any parade of any woman, but it went viral after the local government election. And so they are not just crying foul. It's based on evidence. They've seen, and so on. So, and the solution to this, for me, is to beat this party. And we've seen the secret. When you are committed at the grassroots levels and you gain the confidence and love of your people, no principality can move you. And that is the test case of the Sunumbu phenomenon in Lagos State. Will you vote for Tunde Fashola? He had come out alone on his own that he wanted to be governor of Lagos State. Ditto for Akinwumi Ambode. Ditto for this same guy now that is there. Who are they? Who knows them? They became household name overnight because somebody somewhere woke up one day and said, "This is the man that's going to be the next governor." It's only in Lagos. Excuse me. Since the beginning of this republic in 1999, that is for how long?
Hello, doctor. We're losing you.
It's a serious assault on the intelligence of bona fide negotiators. That one man will just wake up one day and say, "This is the person to be governor." The same thing he did in Iruland. Akim Ajasa was going to be the Oniru of Iruland. Everything is for that guy. You came on the mother side of somebody who is not even directly a direct descendant of any of the two houses in that ruling there. You brought Balao. Ojora, you brought him. because some of your business associates were not comfortable with Akim. And he got away with it. A violation of our royal tradition. I come from a royal house. A serious and fundamental violation of our royal tradition. No, we need to fight this. We need to stop it. And we're going to fight it the civil way, the normal political way. We're not going to bring storm. We're not going to kill. We're going to use our head, our brain.
Okay, Doctor, let me ask one. Okay, the second to the last question today, because I'm sure the way you are, we could engage for 3 hours and there would always be something to talk about. Now, what do you think is the solution to the manner in which local government elections are conducted in Nigeria? Are you of the school of thought that INEC should conduct every election in the country, or we still leave it to state governors so they continue to run it like a fiefdom as they are doing right now?
Unfortunately, credibility issue too is also associated with INEC, and that makes one to be circumspect. If not, that is the statutory body saddled with the responsibility of conducting elections in Nigeria. There should be no delegation to any subgroup. They should. But because, again, we are human and the power of money can do magic. And so look at the professor. That I understand that professor is not in jail yet. Is it in Cross River or Akwa Ibom? I can't remember which of the two states now.
Cross River.
He was sentenced to go to jail. I understand the man is not.
Oh yes, Akwa Ibom. It's Akwa Ibom.
It's not in jail. So this is Nigeria. This is our nation. This is where we have found ourselves, and so on. So how in the world? If there is no sound, solid regulatory body or enforcement body, stop local champions from dominating the scene with a game plan.
So you are of the opinion that it's better INEC handles everything?
Of course. Except my problem with their own credibility issue too.
Okay. On a final note, Dr. Gubambi, at your 72nd birthday, your friend Abagukole Omololu wrote a long goodwill message to you, and there was a line where he said you are an SGF, Secretary to the Governor of the Federation, that was never to be, that was not allowed to be.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us the story in 2 minutes? I'm interested in knowing what went on.
In fact, I was supposed to be the head of service too during the time of Yaradua. 2 names were submitted by the former head of service, Mahmoud Yayali Ahmed. The 2 names were sent back by Yaradua asking the head of service then to give him 2 more senior Igbo permanent secretaries, and that was how the names of Ebele Engineer Ebele Okeke and Jeff Nwosu went. For some problem Jeff had with Babagana Kingibe in internal affairs, he was not accepted, and eventually the lady engineer became the head of service during that period. Even when I can go way back to Jonathan's period when Obasanjo said I will not be a minister in Nigeria for the article I did, the interview I did with Punch, October 17, 2009, after my retirement. But to come to the point about SGF, I think I was being considered by Yaradua. He had made up his mind that was going to be the next Secretary of Government of the Federation. But faith played a role in making that not to happen. That's when the principal secretary informed me about this. David Edever, a commissioner in Delta now, one of the boys of Ibori, of Naibori, and that it was going to be announced on Monday. That Saturday, that General President Umaru Yar'Adua slumped, went into a coma, evacuated to Saudi Arabia that night, came back only to come and die peacefully in Nigeria. Well, as a man of faith, God gives power and He gives to whomever He likes. If he had been destined to be a minister, head of service, a minister, or secretary of government, I would have been. I was not destined to. So that's that. And it's history now.
Okay, Dr. Gubambi, I'd like to thank you for your time on the program this morning.
It's been a pleasure.
Definitely in the build-up to the 2023 elections, may God keep us alive. I will come back to you to have another conversation, especially if the trend of your governors and top-ranking members decamping to the APC continues. We will surely have another conversation.
Let me also say this. Do you think APC will be one party by this time next year?
Well, the rate at which your governors are decamping to the APC, we didn't have APC folks decamping to the PDP like that in the build-up to 2015 and 2019 elections. The PDP appears to be setting new trends.
I can do a paper for them for free without charging them money that they made a strategic mistake by doing that. They decamp now to APC on what basis? Unless if they know something I don't know. Unless if there's going to be serious, massive rigging that Buhari will anoint his own person to take over in 2023, and APC will continue there. And I don't know what that portends for Nigeria. Should that be the scenario?
Well, but Matawale is very popular in Zamfara. Umahi is very popular in Ebonyi. Maybe they actually don't need the PDP, and they feel that it's better to side with the APC.
Persons, individuals now, not state, not people. So I don't know, quote unquote, popular by definition, what you meant or what you mean by that.
And the APC is wooing Seyi Makinde in Ibadan, in Oyo State. There was an interview on another radio station last week.
It's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Dr. Gubambi, we shall revisit this discussion in the near future. May God keep all of us alive.
Anytime, my God.
And happy birthday to you again.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Do have a beautiful weekend, sir.
And you too. Thank you.
I'll take a commercial break. When I come back, I'll take a few phone calls. Let's have your reactions to the interview with Dr. Gubambi, after which I will be engaging a youth thought leader in Oyo State on youth participation in development. I'll be back after this commercial break.
32 FM
94.9.
Here, we are all champions. With 2 months Showmax Pro for the price of one, you can stream all of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games and more. Witness history in the making and salute the power of the human spirit. Here, we honor every story in every event. Let's celebrate together with 2 months for the price of one. Stream the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up to watch world-class sports, series, movies, and more at showmax.com today.
Délé! Ìgbà wo ló ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ já ẹṣin ọkọ̀ tuntun eléyìí?
Ọkọ̀ tuntun báwo? Ikọ́ ṣoṣo tó mọ̀ mímọ̀ náà ni.
Irọ́ ni o, ní mọ́tò tó ń fojoojúmọ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Báwo ló ṣe ṣe tó fọ́ dàbí tuntun báyìí?
Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ Service King lórí ẹ̀.
Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ tún mọ́tò ṣe, kó dàbí tuntun. Service King
ní kẹgbẹ́ lọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni Service King aṣáájú nínú àwọn auto service companies tó ń sọ mọ́tò di tuntun bí ìyàwó àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé. èyíkéyìí ìtọ́jú ara ọkọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe bó bá jẹ́ mechanical bó jẹ́ body work ẹ dá gbogbo ẹ̀dá Service King. àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ ìgbàlódé ni wọ́n fi ń sọ mọ́tò di tuntun lọ́dọ̀ wọn. onírúurú páàtì ọkọ̀ tẹ́ bá sì ń fẹ́ direct ni wọ́n kó ọ wọlé látòkè òkun. American cars, Japanese cars tó fi dórí German cars. diagnosis ìyẹn àyẹ̀wò ni wọ́n á kọ́kọ́ ṣe kí wọ́n tó dáwọ́lé mọ́tò rẹ̀. wọ́n mójúlẹ́jà ìgbàlódé spray painting tó fi mọ́ baking tinútẹ̀yìn ni wọ́n sì ń fọ mọ́tò fún gbogbo oníbàárà wọn tí wọ́n bá parí iṣẹ́. bí ọba ni Service King gua sí plot 36 College Crescent nítòsí Bevy High School Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 09135380000. Service King ọba tó ba lórí gbogbo mọ́tò.
Please, you can call in and let's have your reactions on that engagement with Dr. Ogubambi. 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. I'll take that again, 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. Each caller will be restricted to 1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Pastor Ezekiah.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Tonya Brown.
Yeah. Good morning, the resource person. I am Tonya Brown. I wouldn't know if the resource person is listening.
Yes, he will probably be listening.
In the person of Dr. Ogubambi, Lai Ogubambi, in my reckoning here. But with all humility, for the eminent doctor to opine that former head of state and former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Olusegun Obasanjo, say mostly as a former president, to say the least, with all respect, is selfish. Yes, we are entitled to our opinion. However, if Obasanjo did more than one or two things, as the eminent doctor said that he did one or two things, but say mostly. If Obasanjo did more than one or two things, and so deserves a measure of credit to his numerous contributions to the Nigerian project, and not just a flat condemnation as proceeded by Dr. Lai Ogubambi. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tonya Brown. Okay, 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. What do you think of the submissions of Dr. Lai Ogubambi? He didn't have so much flattering messages or responses about Obasanjo. Neither does he have about Jimmy Agbaje. Good morning. Oh, I lost you. Please call back if you can. Call back 080-97,949 070-55,949. Kafar Rapture Adewale writes on Facebook, it happens that people cross carpet from one party to the other, but APC to PDP, vice versa, is a rampant one. And this happens when general elections are getting closer. Are these two parties the only responsible and good parties to join? Why is cross-carpeting an easy thing to do in Nigerian politics? I pity the young fellows of this generation. Jimo Sadiq Ayinde writes, good morning, sir. Okay, good morning to you too. Thank you, Kafar. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, the way their low sounded, I knew this wouldn't be my caller. Okay, Baba Fendo Mario. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling
My
from?
name is Abdullah.
Oh, no, please, could you move away from your radio set? I may have to let you
I've
go.
done that already.
All right, please go ahead.
The last interview you did with the doctor, I sincerely appreciate what he has said. Though I live in Lagos, I was transferred to Ibadan here to work in Ibadan. What Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done in Lagos, no any PDP member has done it. I didn't belong to any party. I'm a professional in my work. But there are things that you need to understand. If a PDP wants to win Lagos State, they have to go back to their drawing board. I live in Surulere, to decide Body Thomas. What Fashola did in Surulere, no any PDP member has ever done that. I'm from Kwara State, to be precise alone. He was talking of Bukola Saraki. What has Bukola Saraki done in Kwara State? He did nothing, absolutely nothing. What Asiwaju has done in Lagos, none of the governors of PDP has ever done that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, one more call, and then I'll take a commercial break so I can bring on my new guest. Or bring on my guest. Is he new? Yeah, he's new. He's not still anyway. 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. Yes. No. No. This one's not for me. 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. One more caller, and then we'll take a commercial break so that we can get to the other side of the engagement today. I interviewed Dr. Olai Ogubambi, and yes, in case you missed that interview, you can always do a catch-up later on by going to our YouTube page and our Facebook page, 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. It was an interesting discussion. Good morning. Would you move away from your radio set, please? Have you? Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Okay, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello? My name is Ibrahim Adebatayo.
Ibrahim. Okay, good morning. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah. So, I want. Hello?
Go ahead now. I can hear you. Oh, Jesus.
I'm just joining you. I don't know the aspect that we are discussing.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Actually,
I know that it's about the politics.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
I don't want to contribute.
Okay, go ahead. You don't know what I'm discussing. Okay, go ahead. 1 minute.
It's from the beginning. All our leaders, they are selfish. That is why the thing is not going as supposed to go. Only that our that they are not talking about. It's expressed by the mentor. But he too is service. About that service. What of them are service? So that is why this thing be like this. So they are not talking like they're talking now. That I did that the love country before. They will open for everyone out to do the thing. The problem within the Baba and Akela is because all of them want to chop. That's it. And we are not open at that particular time. No, only two people can see what they are doing. That's why right now everybody are afraid and they have no all the things. That is why all things are not even divided. It's not easy to be divided again. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, he says all our leaders are selfish. Commercial break, and then we move to the next part of the program.
FM 94.9.
Who will rise from the ashes of postponement to claim their place among the greats? And will the greats rise again? Watch the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 on Supersport from the 23rd of July to the 8th of August. Watch them rise at all gold medal events on 8 dedicated channels. Get and stay connected to DSTV. Watch them rise on Supersport, your world of champions on DSTV.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Bíbí rẹ o, bíbí rẹ o.
bá a bára darí tó dáńtọ́ tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù dọ́kàn tó ń ṣèjọba tó tẹ́ tẹrú tọmọ lọ́rùn tó sì jẹ́ ìtẹ́wọ́gbà gbogbo aráàlú kò tí ì lé ìwọ̀ bá a bá darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn. gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ a ó bá ṣe. nídìí èyí ẹ darapọ̀ mẹ́mi ọmọ yín Àbáyọ̀mí Fágbénró Bíbíire àtàwọn èèyàn mi nínú ẹgbẹ́ BBBA nílẹ̀ yìí àti lókè òkun nígbà tí wọ́n máa darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ìtẹ̀síwájú ẹgbẹ́ olóríire ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùradà PDP fún ìtẹ̀síwájú iṣẹ́ rere tí ò gbọdọ̀ dúró lọ́jọ́rú Wednesday ọjọ́ 11 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí 11th August 2021 ń dédé agogo 4 ọ̀sán ní UMC Primary School Mọ̀lété Ìbàdàn PDP Power.
Bíbí rẹ o, bíbí rẹ o. Bíbí rẹ. Bíbí rẹ o, kò ṣe é fowó ra o. Bíbí rẹ. Tàbá bímọ, kọ́mọ tún rẹ̀ bí o. Bíbí rẹ.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo
On this segment of the program this morning, I have with me the Executive Director, Youths for Social Impact, Temitope Ishola. Temitope, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's nice to have you on the podium.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being on the podium this morning.
So let's talk about youth's involvement in nation building and national security. It's a summit you're calling for the 14th of August 2021.
Yes, sir.
I believe to commemorate the International Youth Day.
Exactly.
But let's start off here. What does Youths for Social Impact do? That is the organization you represent. What do you do?
Thank you very much, sir. The Youth for Social Impact is a youth-driven organization using the medium of advocacy and communications to bridge the gap between the government and the youth. So basically what we do is try to create a platform to aggregate the agitations of youth and channel it properly to direct quarters so that we don't find a situation whereby all that we do in terms of contributing to the conversation is protest and complaints. So in our own little way, we've been able to create a platform where we keep youth engaged in being involved at the local levels in their respective communities and start impacting their society from that very small space that they are, so that by the time we come up with our maybe national issues and deliberations, we know that we've done our homework from home or from our communities before championing them up.
How long have you been running these?
We started this immediately after the NSAS protest last year. We realized that youths, of course, we all came out during that period to voice out, but it didn't go beyond just the protest, so to say. So we, from online chatters, online groups and all, and individuals we saw, realized that there was this yearning for youths looking for something to do. So we decided to bring those individuals together, merge those agitations together, those angers together, and channel it into a positive direction. So basically, we can say we started off at the last week of October last year.
All right, so for this summit that is coming up on the 14th of August, you have themed it Youth's Involvement in Nation Building and National Security. What are you looking at achieving?
Yeah, we realized that if as youths, we are not too small to be victims of insecurity, victims of violence, or too young to take arms and go serve in the army. We feel we are also not too young to prefer solutions and be involved in creating those solutions as well. So we have a situation in the country at the moment where there's this dearth of leadership. At the same time, we are facing insecurity. But we realize that when these conversations take place, it kind of take places at the top levels, and youths are not even engaged or involved adequately. So with this summit, we intend to bring all players under one roof. So by so doing, we mean bringing members from the executive, members from the legislators, from the legislative, bringing in members also from, should I say, the law enforcement agencies, civil groups, youth groups, because we believe that this is one of the best ways we can get everyone together and tackle these very germane issues that are affecting us. So we don't want a situation whereby a meeting is held probably in Aso Rock or at the House of Assembly, and it's more like a decree given out. We want youth to be involved, because we believe the moment youths are involved, or the citizens are involved in probably security measures, the land will be safe. People will be much more security aware. People will have more ideas of what to do to tackle security at their own level. It wouldn't be all about the governor has to do this, the president has to do this. Everyone needs to know that, okay, they have a role to play. So basically, that's what we are trying to achieve with this summit, by bringing everyone under one roof and bring up these conversations.
So tell me, who are some of the speakers you're expecting to be there?
Oh, at the moment, we're expecting, we've gotten confirmations as well. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Oyo State, one of the youngest speakers in the country, will be coming in to speak on that day. We have personalities like Akin Alabi that has been invited. We have, I think, we also have Shinopela invited. We have the EA Security to the governor coming. We have Fatai Osheni coming, also SA Security, and also the Executive Secretary of the Oyo State Security Trust Fund. We also have the Commissioner of Police coming. Oleyele Konalabi also would be coming. And so we've tried to bridge this gap. And even for the youth segment, we're bringing in a whole array of youth panelists also to come discuss and have this conversation as well. But most importantly, this summit also is organized in partnership with the Office of the Student SA to the Governor of Student Affairs, Honorable Victor Olojide. They've been giving us that support also. And that even reminds me, we also are engaging schools. So we're expecting about 17 institutions to be present at that venue on that day, cutting across the 17 higher institutions of learning in Oyo State. Okay, so where is this holding? And what time are you starting? It will be holding on August 14. Ideally, August 12 is the International Youth Day, but we decided to do it on Saturday so that there's enough time for everyone to get involved at Havana Royale beside First Bank UI. So that's where the venue is by 9 a.m. 9 a.m. next Saturday. Next Saturday at Havana Royale. So, okay, I'm curious. Are you going to have any of the hashtag NSAS faces in Oyo State speaking? Okay, initially there was that conversation going on, but at the moment we realized that this is beyond NSAS at the moment, so we don't want to. But NSAS was ideological. Sorry, Temitokwe, I love to ask some difficult questions. Okay. Now, NSAS was ideological. All right. Right? The protest was propelled by an ideology. It was propelled by conviction. Youth for Social Impact is also, I believe, is propelled by an ideology. Now, and if hashtag NSAS protest represents the interests or the yearnings of youths, you discover that the protest went beyond banning SARS at some point and started asking questions about governance and institutional changes. Now, I was thinking you would probably have a face from the movement. Maybe not necessarily movement. Maybe people who identify with what the movement stood for. Yes, we cannot take it away that there was a derailment at some point. Okay. But then maybe what it stood for. Yeah, absolutely. I think the first challenge with the movement was there wasn't a clear, obvious face of leadership. So in a way, it's a case of we are all involved. We are all leaders. So ideally, by that, we can also say that an average youth was propelled by that movement was affected either positively or negatively by that movement. So in a way, it is not an exclusive, should I say, right for a section of individuals to lay claim to the NSAS. It's a sin of all youth. So by so doing, with what the platform is doing, what we are also creating, a large chunk of those of us even involved actively also probably met ourselves at the place. I too was actively involved during the period of the protest as well in trying to coordinate people to avoid these issues of violence or scattering things. So, but beyond that, we're also bringing in youth leaders to speak, cutting across several youth groups, some from the Mandela Washington Fellow end, some from Yali, and the other. So we're trying to even the panel sessions, just that I've not gotten the full confirmation details of those speakers. I would have reeled them out to you. But we have a very long, rich setup of panelists. So now, what we even deal with the panel session is to ensure that the youth that we're bringing touches on those in entrepreneurship, those in security, those in youth leadership, and a host of others to have a robust conversation.
All right. So next Saturday, 9 a.m. at Havana Royale. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beside First Bank.
Near
okay. Would you share a number people can call you on in case they want to make inquiries?
Okay. Our number is 070-1595-4922.
Take it one more time.
070-1595-4922. And I think before I also go, as part of our activities leading to the summit, we'll even be having a community cleanup on Thursday. Thursday preceding Saturday, to ensure that we also enter into the community in Agbo and try to clean it up.
Excellent. Thank you for coming on the program this morning. Temitope Shola is the Executive Director of Youths for Social Impact.
Thank you very much.
I wish you a very beautiful summit.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, and that will be the program on the podium this morning. But before I go, I think I'll begin to do this every Saturday. It is a charge to those who wear the cap of Awo, and because of that, believe they have the right to Awoism and progressivism. That you wear the cap of Awo does not bestow on you the humanity, the sincerity, the selflessness, nor the wisdom of Awo. 2023 is going to be a very, very critical year in the history of Nigeria, as it is or as it may be. Then, scams will be exposed. And those wearing that cap in futility, in dishonesty, will be found out at the ballot post. Let's keep talking about Nigeria. Let's keep thinking about Nigeria. We won't stop having conversations. Hopefully one day we'll come out of the woods to the light. My name is Hezekiah Akinride. I worked today with Bayo, with Dolakbo. Sorry, I worked today with Dolakbo. And of course, special thanks to my associates, Perez and Timilane. Special thanks to my supervising producer, Tayo Ugwade. Tomorrow I return to the airwaves with Gospel Cruise, 6 p.m. I sign out today as Hezekiah Akinride. I come in tomorrow as the radio bishop. Good morning.
Heaven made a radio, gave it a soul, and called it 32 FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter.